Man, you stirred up a hornet's nest this morning.
It seems so.
Yeah. Was that your intentions?
Yes.
Tell me what's going on, man.
Well, to put it simply,
Yeah.
observing how things work generally, life is rather difficult. And understanding that life in prison is also difficult, I don't know, I figured I'd try it.
Tell me why you'd want to do something like this.
I don't really know. Just kind of felt like it.
Yeah. Did you just wake up this morning and think about it, or have you been thinking about this?
It's been a while.
Been a while?
Yeah, I don't impulse things generally.
Another town in America is mourning the victims of a school shooting. This time, it's a small community in Kentucky where two 15-year-old students were shot and killed by a fellow classmate at their high school.
Bailey Holt and Preston Cope died from gunshot wounds yesterday. Another 14 students were shot and 4 others were injured in the chaos.
Moments after arriving at school, teenagers were scrambling for cover as their fellow student began shooting.
5 shots fired, 4 down at the high school at Marshall.
Police arrived to the school just 7 minutes after the first 911 call. They quickly found the gunman and arrested him.
He was apprehended by the sheriff's department here on site at the school, thankfully before any more lives could be taken. There's no way to know how much farther it would have went.
5 of the victims were airlifted to Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville. Preston Ryan Cope died at the hospital. Bailey Nicole Holt was killed at the scene.
All right, welcome back. Okay, so I'm going to be speaking about the parents of the 2 students that were killed in this at the very end of the video and talking a little bit about what they're working on, their projects. They're doing some interesting things in memory of their children, so I think it's worth us looking into, and I'll put the links for those projects down in the pinned comment, but I'll speak about them at the end of the video. Now, this is going to be a very interesting interrogation because it's not a question of who did it, or if he did it, and he's not even really saying I didn't do anything. The question is why. And that's where this is going to be a little interesting because he's a different dude. He's a strange dude. And all these investigators, they're going to really get pushed to the limit on this because they're going to be scratching their head. I'll just put it that way. Let's go ahead and dive in. The first investigator, he's going to be mainly focusing on the shooting. Let's get into it.
How old are you?
15.
6.
What's your name?
Gabriel Ross Parker.
Gabriel Ross
Parker.
Parker.
6 y'all.
Just for record, one of the holding rooms for students will be in the ag building for Tom Charles Ford. Tom Charles Ford, the holding room.
We're going to get
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Detective Jeff Daniel.
Good to meet you. I am Gabriel Ross Parker.
Gabriel Ross Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got to get through some formality stuff. Okay? First. Seem like an intelligent fellow, so you understand this part of it.
Yes.
Okay, before you answer any questions or make any statements, you must fully understand your rights.
Unfortunately, even for Gabriel, the rights are read for him too.
Okay?
Okay.
Understand these rights, Gabe?
Yes, those are Miranda rights.
Yeah, buddy. Man, you stirred up a hornet's nest this morning.
It seems so.
Yeah. Was that your intention?
Yes.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
To harm other people?
What? I'm disgruntled. Or, no. Something like that.
Disgruntled?
Something. I don't know.
How come? I mean, I know. How old are you?
15.
Tough age. I understand that. You want to talk to me? Tell me about it? I mean, tell me what's going on, man.
Well, to put it simply,
Yeah.
observing how things work generally, life is rather difficult. And understanding that life in prison is also difficult, I don't know, I figured I'd try it.
So you just want to do something to go to prison?
I suppose, I don't know, but...
Well, I mean, I don't either. That's the reason we're talking. I mean, you know, I've been doing this 21 years, and not very many people really want to go to prison, but that's the reason I'm just kind of curious. Why do you think you'd want to go to prison? Think it'd be a better life than what you've been living?
No, I lived a fairly good life.
Okay.
Just kind of curious, I suppose.
Yeah. Did you think of different ways to maybe get into prison?
No, I just figured this would be the fastest.
Okay. Well, Gabe, I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or anything like that. I'm just a dang old cop. And my curiosity's got me. Tell me why you'd want to do something like this.
I don't really know. Just kind of felt like it, I guess.
Yeah? Did you just wake up this morning and think about it, or have you been thinking about this?
It's been a while.
Been a while?
Yeah, I don't impulse things generally.
Seem like a pretty intelligent fellow.
Thank you.
Make good grades?
Not lately. I've been like lazy, so to speak.
Yeah, well, I don't tend to get like that sometimes. Well, tell me what you did this morning when you woke up. From the time you woke up, or I don't know, have you been awake all night, or did you get some sleep, or?
No, I got sleep. I actually woke up late. I set my alarm, and I woke up then. But then I turned it off and fell back asleep. So my mom woke me up, and she had to take me to school.
Yeah. She normally take you to school?
Not usually. Usually I ride the bus, but if I'm ever late.
It's late?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to school, got out of the car, went to the band room, was there for a couple minutes, then talked to a couple people, decided to do like a coin flip. I don't know why. Heads or tails. Said heads or tails. He said heads, and it landed tails. That's right, yeah. And then I talked for a little while. Then I went to the comments.
What was the coin flip about?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, was thinking about this? Were you talking about it?
Oh, no.
So it wasn't like heads, you get it, tails, I get it, or nothing like that? Okay, I'm trying to understand.
No, I just kind of felt like it. He was kind of confused when I went up to him. I was like, heads or tails? He's like,
oh, really?
Yeah, he did.
Had no idea.
Yeah. So I chose heads, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
let me back up. When you left the school, did you have what did you have with you?
What do you mean, like what time I left the school?
Or when you left for school?
When I left for school, I had the gun in my bag.
What kind of gun is that?
I have no idea. It was a pistol. If I were to guess, probably 9mm.
Whose is it?
That's my stepfather's.
Okay. Have you had it a while? Did you just get it this morning, or did you have it in your room?
I got it yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So you were contemplating this yesterday?
Yeah, I've been contemplating for a while. I bought it yesterday. Once decided I would go do some laundry. Not really. I grabbed the laundry basket, went in there. They weren't back there, so I got the gun, put it under laundry so they wouldn't know. Went back, put some laundry in the wash, made sure it was still under the clothes in the basket, and I went back to my room. And then it was there for this morning.
Okay. Did you have extra shells? Did you?
There were 2 clips, because there was one in the gun, and I guess he kept one in the with the gun for home defense.
Yeah.
He had it for.
Okay.
And so I just put both in my bag.
So you had one magazine in the gun?
Mm-hmm.
One magazine in the backpack?
Yes.
Okay. So there's 2 total magazines.
Yep.
Okay. And you said you've been contemplating this for a little while.
Yep.
Anybody in particular? I mean, was there anybody you said you were just called?
I don't really have any grudges against anybody.
Yeah.
So I went random.
Did you just want to hurt people? I mean, there's other ways to get into prison if you just wanted to go to prison. I mean, rather than hurt people.
I know, but I know that this will get me away for longer, possibly life. You never know. And there's really, from what I could think of, I know there are other ways, but
yeah.
Like I said, I'm kind of lazy. So this was what came up as the easiest thing to do for me, particularly that I can think of.
Yeah.
So I went with this. If people didn't have to get hurt, I wouldn't have them, but that's the way this works. I hope nobody dies. Do you know how many were wounded?
I have no idea.
All right.
I come in on the tail end of this. I was a little late myself this morning, so. Well, walk me through after you flipped the coin, buddy. I mean, just.
Then I went to the Commons. Also talked to another friend. Well, we don't really talk much. But I also flipped a coin just to see. I don't know why. I like flipping coins today.
Flipped the coin in front of him?
Yeah.
Who's that? Flipped the coin in front of him?
Yes.
Neither one of them had any idea what the heck he was talking about.
No. Then I believe he got it wrong as well. And then
he what?
He got it wrong as well. I think he said something else.
See, okay. I'm trying to understand now. I don't want you to think I'm a little slow or anything, but I'm trying to follow you exactly what you're thinking, okay, as far as,
of course,
I'm picturing myself. All right, details. That's pretty much the way it was?
Yep.
He had no idea. But he didn't, he say, what the hell are you talking about? Anything like that?
No, it was just like heads, I guess. Kind of a bit random. People
okay.
That, so they just kind of go with it.
Okay. Then you got, then
I don't remember.
Heads or tails?
He may have said, no, he said tails, I think. Yeah, not heads. I know that he got it wrong as well.
Yeah.
And then I walked over, pulled out the gun, and began shooting.
Is there anybody that knew about this other than you?
No.
Nobody? Okay.
No.
You didn't talk to any close friends about, man, I'd like to do this one day or something, or?
No, didn't see that point.
How's your home life?
Really good.
Fairly good?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I don't mean to keep interrupting you. Like I said, I'm just, like I said, I'm not a psychologist or anything. I'm not trying to get in your head or anything like that. I'm just a cop and I got to do my job. Everybody expects me to do my job. You understand?
Of course.
Great. Like I said, you seem like to be a very intelligent fellow. Maybe just fucked up. Made a mistake. Because, man, you're still awful young. Okay. So, you go to the Commons.
Mm-hmm. Then I pull up the gun. I fire.
Okay, there's a bunch of people in the Commons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then I find the biggest area, there's the most people there. So I open fire. I thought I'd gone through it by then, because I didn't figure it held too many. But then I found there were some extra shots. Fired those. And then I went off to where I reloaded the gun, because I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do it again. I was like, no. So I dropped the gun.
Okay. Excuse me. Even my daughter's, what's going on? We stirred up a little nest. Okay, we'll go in the Commons. See, I don't ever go to high school. I don't even know what the Commons is, to be honest with you.
It's just a big area. A lot of people hang out there in the mornings.
It's kind of what I was thinking, but, okay, so you pulled out the gun. I guess everybody starts breaking out.
Well, first I pulled it out. He kind of, before I fired, he looked at me and his eyes got big. I think he was confused.
Yeah. Did you know him?
No, no idea who he was.
Okay.
Then I just opened fire. After,
like open fire? What do you mean by open fire? Or just shoot him, or what?
I just kind of shot in that general area. I didn't know anything? No, I didn't. Just at the bottom, generally,
Okay, so you did open fire.
Yeah, I fired into the crowd. And it took one or two shots for people to start reacting, but then they went everywhere.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Well, people are stunned. I mean, this is not something that happens very often.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do you see maybe this first guy, you hit him?
I don't know if I hit him.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I have no idea who I hit.
Did you see anybody start falling, or, at this time?
No, after I fired, I pretty much just turned around and went.
Okay, and then, walk me through that from there.
What I did was, after I fired, thought I ran out of bullets, found out that I had a couple more, so I just kind of let them loose. I hit it with those.
Let them loose? Where was this?
I was still in the Commons, but I was about to leave.
Okay.
Then I found that, I think I dropped it before I got to the middle alley. So I put that in, I cocked the gun to I just didn't really feel like it anymore.
Didn't really feel like doing it anymore?
No.
So everybody that was shot was in the Commons?
I believe so. As far as I know, at least.
Yeah. Okay. What capacity magazine, do you know? Is it like 16 shot?
It was like, I thought it was 7, but based off my surprise at the 2 extra, I think it was probably 9, somewhere in that area.
Okay. So in the Commons, you just start shooting randomly, not really anybody, or at anybody in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody you pissed off that you wanted to go take care of or anything like that? That's pretty much what you're telling me?
Yep. Excuse me.
Oh, that's okay. So how long, Gabe, have you been thinking? You said for quite a while. How long have you been thinking about this? This is pretty serious. I mean,
Probably a week.
oh, well, I thought you told about months or so. Anything happened that made you think of this? I mean, you said you had a pretty good life. I mean, you have brothers and sisters?
I have a sister.
Younger?
Yeah, fairly younger. She's about...
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she wouldn't understand this.
Well, yeah, I wasn't getting at that. I'm just curious of you. So your mom and your stepdad, how long have they been married?
Well, I think since 2016, so about a year and a half to 2.
Oh, okay, it's not long.
Not long.
How long have your parents been divorced?
I was 6.
Oh, okay, so they've been divorced a while.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's down in Atlanta.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Does cybersecurity.
He's what?
Cybersecurity.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Big company down there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know a whole lot about that cyber stuff. See, I still got rotary dial cell phone.
I did. Has SB showed up yet? Here? Have not. Okay.
Are they supposed to?
Yeah, they're on their way. They're going to carry it. It's beyond our capabilities up there.
Okay.
But I mean, I still need to get a lot of information here.
Do I need?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I'm going to go get my notebook and I'll be right back.
Okay. See, I told you I came in on the tail end.
Yeah.
So he's doing what I do every day as far as interviewing people and just finding out, what's going on and why.
Mm-hmm.
So I said I don't pretend to be psychologist or counselor or anything else. I just in this place for 21 years.
Yep.
Started in Memphis, so I've seen about everything except school shooting.
Wow.
So
First time for us.
heck yeah.
They don't have to very often.
That's right. That's exactly right.
But that's a good thing. Don't want too many people getting hurt.
Yeah. So, you get along good or okay with your stepfather and all that?
Yeah, it's cool.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said you're just growing. That's the first thing you started with.
Mm-hmm.
About, we're just generally talking now, so I mean.
Sure. Then I don't really know. I just haven't really felt up to it.
Have you ever had any felt up to what?
Everything. I don't know.
Just kind of blah or
yeah,
depressed?
Life's been kind of mad lately.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. So elaborate. Tell me. I can tell you changed when you just said that. So tell me what's going on.
It's not been interesting. It's been boring. Not fun.
Wow, there's always principal things that cause that. So I mean,
I don't know.
Well, I think you do. I think you're just trying to find the words maybe to tell me or something, or even express it.
I'd probably say it was my laziness, my grades,
Yeah.
Like I said, they haven't been good.
Yeah.
So that hasn't gone very well. Mom's not been very happy with that.
Really?
She's nice, but she doesn't like when I get bad grades, just like you said. She thinks I'm smart.
Well, you are. Just because you make bad grades don't mean people are, not smart.
Yeah.
I always felt that I had a lot of common sense. I didn't think I was. I made good grades until I got like sophomore, and then I just kind of like you. I guess I got a little bit lazy, did just enough to pass.
Yeah.
So, but I never thought I wasn't smart, but I just didn't apply everything that I probably could have. went through divorce. My parents divorced, and stuff. And I liked him too.
So now the captain's going to come in and he's going to kind of speak about a little bit more in depth about what happens after the shooting. To be honest, every time somebody comes in the room, they're going to kind of recap what happens because they weren't in there when they was said the first time. And several detectives come in the room, even an FBI agent come into the room. So I had to cut a lot of stuff out because this is like a 6-hour interview altogether. So I knifed it down to where there's some differences and it's just not redundant the whole time. So the captain comes in. It's more about, well, from where we take it, it's going to be more about what happens after the shooting.
So then today, as far as I guess I kind of need to get to the locations in case I need to tell these guys to check someplace else. Mm-hmm. But in the commons, you started shooting.
Yeah.
Do you know how many rounds were in that gun?
I already guessed probably 9.
Okay, think about 9 rounds.
At first I thought it was 7, but then I was surprised because I just figured I'd pull it till we got in and 2 extra. I'm like, well, at least I think. I didn't count much, really. Okay. Probably 7. Okay. Is there a particular person that you were trying to shoot that morning? No.
Nobody in particular?
That's random.
Okay. Is there... So in the comments, I got to kind of stay on task here before I get all the details of things I'm thinking.
Yeah.
In the comments there, so you randomly start shooting. You only had 1 magazine. 2. You had 2 magazines. Okay, 2 magazines. Did you reload it?
I did, but I didn't open fire with that reload.
Okay.
I reloaded when I was leaving.
As you were to make your way out of the commons?
Yes.
Which way did you go?
I went out the, do you know where the van is?
I do.
Those doors in the common, the kind of glass doors, how they're like parallel.
Yeah, yeah.
The one facing going there.
Okay. So went toward reloaded as were you running, walking, or?
Just walking. Or no, I was running straight. And then I reloaded, dropped the empty clip, and I started going forward a bit past the band room doors. Then I just didn't really want to keep going with it, so I dropped the gun.
That seems like a good indication to me. Had you seen what had happened and that?
Well, I didn't. I just left. I didn't. Okay. I didn't even know if I had hit anyone. I figured I had. But.
Sure. It's busy in there in the mornings. A lot of people. Yeah. Okay. Was it a typical morning? Pretty full, I guess. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Pretty normal.
Okay. So then, when you changed magazines, were you thinking that you were going to hold up or for the police to get you? What was your thoughts?
Well, I reloaded. So I knew that holding up against the police, bad idea. Probably gonna get shot.
True.
Very possible I could die.
True.
So I just dropped the gun, and
where'd you drop that gun at?
It was in front of the doors were like if you were to leave the band room and go to the right, those glass doors.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped them in front of there. Then I went, so I was gonna just walk back to the band room. I wasn't really sure where to go.
Okay.
And band room was locked.
Okay.
And
when you dropped that gun, was that outside or inside those doors?
Outside.
Okay. So it's just outside the bedroom doors?
Yeah.
Like in that, there's like a breezeway, I guess I would call it.
No, it was outside the breezeway.
Gotcha. But here's like the parking area and you cut through.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. So it was dropped right there.
Yeah, in front of the breezeway doors.
Gotcha. So you dropped that, you turned to go back in the band room, but the doors are locked.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get back in.
Yeah.
So then what'd you do next?
Well, then I kind of exited the band room, and there were these people over by those doors where you come out of the commons, kind of hunched out there, and they didn't notice me.
Sure.
So they're like, come here, there's been a shooting. So I'm not going to go, no, that was me.
Well, sure, that makes sense.
So I just kind of went with it, and kind of went with that group, and eventually it migrated over to the weight room.
Okay.
I think it is stayed.
So you hid with, it was about 3 other people, is that right?
It was a couple people, then it kept joining up and more people until we finally got to the weight room.
Okay, so you were with a couple people. Did you know those people?
I don't think so.
And they were behind some bushes, or where were they at?
They were like around that corner from the sort of where the door that enters the gym is on the outside. The main gym.
Okay, so we're talking like there's parking lots between the football stadium and the main gym, so kind of around the corner there?
I think. It's in that breezeway area.
Okay.
Or not the breezeway. Outside the breezeway.
Okay.
The area from the park.
Basically where you dropped the gun. If you come out and you went to the right.
If I came out and went to the left.
Went to the left. Okay, I got you. So it's the auxiliary gym over there. Is where they were. Is that right?
No, they were by the main gym.
Okay, the main gym. Okay, I'm turned around then, I guess. So so you hid with them, then people start making their way to the weight room?
Yeah,
Okay. Did a teacher or somebody direct you guys over there?
I think so. I don't remember which.
Go to the weight room. Okay, so then once you get to the weight room,
We waited.
right, you're in there with, was there a whole bunch of people in there?
Yeah.
Okay. And in the confusion, how did they find out it was you?
I imagine somebody spotted me while I was doing it.
Sure.
Then
But I mean, did police come there to where you were in the weight room and
Yeah,
ask for
they,
you specifically, or?
they came around to the weight room. They opened the door, and there was some lady there with blonde hair. She was like the one with the brown bag satchel.
Pointed you out. So they went in and asked for you.
Yeah, and then I came out, told me to get on my knees. They handcuffed me. And they took me around.
Now, I've talked about this before. I get fascinated by trying to put myself into the same situations that others are put into. For example, here's this guy coming in here, he's shooting up. What would I do if I was in there? You know what I mean? How would I respond? What would I, But the one thing that was fascinating to me about what he's talking about right now is the people that took shelter outside and then in the band room. Now, here's this guy who just shot up the commons area. They don't know that. He's in there with them. And then the lady comes and says, there he is. What are you thinking if you're one of those people and you look over to your right and here's this dude and you're like, oh, he's the one that just did this? That would be crazy to me. That would be insane to find out after you've spent 20 minutes or 15 or whatever minutes he was huddled away down there that two steps to my right is the killer.
They wanted to make sure that they found guns, so they knew I was just lone wolf.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of part of the reason I'm down here right now instead of still up there. I want to make sure, is there any kind of explosive? I mean, we see these kind of things, whether it's explosive devices, pipe bombs.
No, it's just a gun.
Just a pistol. Okay. Is there anybody else that's involved?
No, just me.
Is there anybody else that would know of your plan?
No.
Okay. Didn't talk to anybody, no social media post or nothing like that? Okay. No one else involved. No bombs. Only other weapon was the knife in your backpack, and you never pulled that out.
I didn't pull it out.
Okay.
At the time I put in there, it was a good idea, I thought. Then I was like,
Now, I'm not going to lie, because I like that detective. I like the captain. But that pissed me off right there, because he was mid-sentence talking about that doggone knife and why at first he thought it was a good idea, and then now all of a sudden I was like, go ahead, keep saying what.
Okay. Okay. And there's no other things like, sometimes these school shootings, kids will be planning for a while. They'll hide weapons, they'll hide things there, so when they're there, okay. So, okay. So then, as far as the pistol, let me kind of backtrack. Well, first off, I probably need to call them, though, because they're thinking they need to search other places for victims. Let me just step out and
all right.
I can get a hold of the sheriff right now and just let him know. I think what happened, some people had ran over to the tech center after they had been shot. They weren't shot bad. So I think we've got two locations where we got victims, and so people say, oh, no, he's at the tech center. But I'll be honest with you, I've interviewed a lot of people in my career and got a lot of training. I believe you only shot in the commons. I think you're telling me the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of going through it then, let me back up and then I guess get to the $1 million question. I mean, what was happening in your mind? Have you having problems? I mean,
I don't know.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any kind of mental disorder or anything like that?
No, but I've never been questioned or.
Okay. You've never been taken to like any mental health profession? Do you take any kind of medications? Or?
No. Unless I've got like a headache or something.
Sure, like ibuprofen or aspirin, but no prescriptions you're on regularly, anything like that. Never been on any antidepressants or.
No.
Okay. As far as, do you take any type of illegal drugs, anything like that? No. I say you don't look like your typical druggie. You know that. No. Okay. So no illegal drug use. How about alcohol? Do you ever use alcohol? No. At all, or just okay? So no alcohol, no drug use, no prescription medications. I guess then back up. So yesterday, when you first decided to go get the gun, what made you have that thought? What was?
I don't know. I mean, I've been thinking about it for about a week, maybe.
About a week. Okay. As someone at school in particular giving you a problem, or?
No.
Huh? What made you first have that thought?
I don't really know. I guess a while back, I'm fairly lazy, but
okay, and you seem like you're honest, all right.
so my grades haven't been the best in the past year.
And we say not the best. What does that mean to you?
Bad. Like
D's and C's, or are we talking F's, or what are we talking?
In AP Euro, I've got F's.
AP what? I'm sorry.
AP Euro.
Euro. Okay.
Yeah. And biology, I think I have a D.
Okay.
And I got an A in German.
Okay.
But that's a pretty easy class, so.
I got you.
Basically, it's the only F I have is an AP Euro, but it's low stuff like D's and a couple of B's, I'm sure, and C's. Usually, though, I make A's and B's like last year.
Okay. So what's different from this year versus last year?
Well, at the end of last year, I started getting lazy too. Like, I did all this stuff, then when finals came around in 2 classes, stars, I calculated it to make sure I could pass because I didn't want to fail.
Sure.
So I did enough not to fail if I didn't do the final.
I got you.
I did just go with a D in stars and in English, but I passed.
So, all right. So grades this year have flipped.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And you're saying on your own that you're lazy is the reason why that's happened.
Yeah.
Is there something, usually I find with kids in particular, there's some kind of catalyst, in their life that's going on that's made that change. Is there a difference in home life? Is there a difference in...
Not generally home life the same, except, I get in trouble with bad grades, but sure. That's happened before, like,
And that's pretty expected, you expect your parents to get on to you for bad grades.
Yeah,
But, as far as at home, do you feel loved by your parents? Do you think they take good care of you? Okay. Is there anything in the home there? Fighting, fussing in front of you, or things? A lot of times things can happen between the husband and wife that bring stress to the kids, and stresses them out. Is there anything going on like that?
My mom hasn't been super happy with Justin lately. She's been sometimes misplacing the keys, but that's about it.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that shouldn't bother you now. Sound like something I do. What about girlfriends? Do you have any issues?
No, I've never had one.
You never had a girlfriend at all? So nobody's broke your heart and broke up with you? That's okay. Changed, what's happened?
No, that doesn't happen with me.
How about friends? Close friends, or?
I've got friends.
Okay.
They didn't cause it. It's bad there.
Okay, so nothing with friends that's put you over the edge. Okay. No. How about school? As far as sometimes we hear about bullying. It's one of the things that really pushes people. Have you had any problems with just other people you wouldn't call friends, just people at school that give you a hard time? Or?
No.
Nothing at all?
No, generally not bullied.
Okay. Generally not bullied. Crap. What made you decide yesterday, or what you said about a week? I guess let me back up in that week then. So then what started bringing those thoughts on?
Well, I've been feeling weird for a while.
What do you mean weird?
It's something a bit off, I guess.
You mean depressed isn't weird? Do you mean sad? Or?
I guess. At times I'll contemplate. That was a while back.
Okay. And, that's pretty normal. Teenage kids, people go through that as far as, depression, stress, hormones changing, just a lot of things that go on at that age and pressure of life in general.
Generally, that only happens for I get sad, then one night I'd be like, then the next day I was like,
Well, what kind of things make you that depressed when you think about taking your life?
I don't know. The work, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. Life's just not interesting anymore.
Almost sounds like to me you're describing that you don't feel like there's a purpose. That there's, most people need a purpose in life, a reason to live, a reason to go on, to pursue ambitions and dreams. What kind of things fuel you, man, that you want to do in life?
I don't know. I'm an atheist, so I don't believe in an afterlife or anything like that.
I got you.
So it's not like I got anything to start from there.
Okay.
And
I can see why that's depressing. Because I'll be honest with you, man, if it weren't for Christ, I wouldn't have much purpose in my life. And I'm not going to kid you, I've been to the point in my life where I've been where I've had those thoughts, and I think everybody goes through that. Man, you've got to have that ultimate purpose.
Yeah, at first it was fine, because I've been an atheist since 10th grade at least.
Okay.
And it didn't bother me.
We brought in a religious home?
Well, my dad's side of the family was religious, my mom's side's not.
Okay, I got you.
So when they divorced...
So who is your biological father? I didn't ask you that.
Austin Parker. He lives in Atlanta.
And his side of the family is religious?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
He seems less religious lately.
Okay.
But he's probably still Christian.
Where'd you say he lives at?
Atlanta.
All right, so I'm sorry, I interrupted you there. I had that thought about it. I don't know who your biological dad is.
No, that's all right.
Okay, so that side's religious. Your mom's homicides, not so much. I mean,
No.
but do they take you to church, that kind of function?
No, we don't do that.
Okay, I got you. So since 7th grade, you've been an atheist.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So since 7th grade, then do you feel like as time's moved on, and the longer you've been an atheist, the more, I guess, maybe life just seems bleak? And
At first, it wasn't a problem. It didn't really become a problem until, I don't really know why. It just kind of happened. 'Cause for a long time, it was like, I believe in science, all that.
Sure.
And the expansion of our knowledge, basically.
Sure.
And I thought I could help with that for a while. But then I got to the point where it was, as science and math class got harder, because they've always been pretty easy.
Sure.
They became a bit harder, and I'm not even taking the really advanced ones. So
not like AP Chem. I hear everybody talk about AP Chem, but now.
I thought about that, then it was, no.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm in biology.
I got you.
I don't really like biology, just because, it's interesting, but I don't really care that much about it. I've always never liked cells and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're important, and I think that's cool, but I've never cared for those medical science and stuff like that. Physical science is like physics, but not bodies and stuff.
I got you. Okay. So I don't want to put words in your mouth, but correct me if I'm wrong. So I hear you say that, in general, on the religious side of things, spiritual side of things, an atheist, so there's not really a belief system there that pushes you towards that ultimate purpose and goal and things in life that a lot of people really live for.
Yeah.
And then as you look at the science side of things that interest you, then start getting hard. So you almost feel like you lost the purpose in expanding science and expanding those things in your life and be able to contribute something to society and life in general. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
Yeah. For a long time, I was interested in history too. I still am, but AP Euro.
It's pretty tough. Yeah, I've never had that one, but
yeah, I thought about history for a while. But then it's like, this is my college class shit, like history.
Right.
Okay then.
Right. Okay. So then, science is kind of like, that's tough, and the history was tough. So then you're feeling kind of lost as far as meaning, purpose, drive, and desire. Does that sound fair?
Yep.
Okay. So then, take me forward to the beginning of this week. What was the first thing that brought that thought as far as?
It's always been kind of in the back there, mostly because, I think the side of the box generally has to do with the gun.
Sure. So your thoughts when you contemplate side is to end your life with a gun?
Generally.
Okay.
Occasionally I thought pills, but I've heard what they do to you. Sometimes you almost die, you throw up, you get bad to use a carbon or whatever.
Yeah.
So, not pills. And guns, statistically, if I remember, most likely they end your life.
Well, and often they do, But I'll be honest with you, I've worked with several where people shot themselves in the head and lived. And
I've heard about those. And if I were to something I go for the head, which is most likely, but on the off chance that I don't die.
Right. Oh, yeah, you don't want to live that way, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had those thoughts about suicide, and then what made you change from the self-hatred to where you want to kill yourself to where you want to turn the gun on somebody else?
I don't know. I just happened. I thought, what's the point of it all? And eventually I thought, what's the point of any of this? What's the point of me, or anyone?
And I'll be honest with you, when you look at things from the atheistic point of view, I agree with you. There is no point to life. It's just random and chance.
Yeah.
And it really does take away that purpose and that drive and that desire. So I understand what you're saying. I haven't always been a Christian all my life, and there was times when I felt lost in purpose, and I get where you're coming from. So with that thought in mind, that there's no reason, purpose for, hey, science and history and things I've kind of had interest in, I've lost interest in, and so things just didn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, about a week ago, you were having that thought. The thoughts were of, what does any of this matter? What's the purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard some people say that these school shootings happen because, the lack of feeling of attention. Did you feel that way, that you weren't getting attention? Was it?
I've never cared about attention.
Okay.
It's never been something I enjoyed. Usually I don't like attention.
Gotcha. Don't like the spotlight on you and things like that. I understand that.
Especially not big groups of people oh, good job.
Right. You seem like the kind of guy you get your satisfaction from your inward. You're gratifying yourself. It's not about everybody else. It's not about the people around you. You don't need their glory, their pats on the back.
No.
Okay. And some people live for that. They want everybody to pat them on the back and give them the credit. I understand. Okay. So then, yesterday, when did it become from a thought of there's no purpose, there's no reason, what does any of this matter, to I think I'm going to do this?
I'm not really sure. Just kind of went in there, I guess. You know how you kind of get ideas out of the blue?
Yeah, sure.
I think it was just one of those.
So do you remember the point in time when that ideal became a reality in your mind?
Well, for a while I was back and forth, like,
sure,
yeah, I'm going to do it, no, I'm not. But
did you kind of do that pros and cons, why I should, why I shouldn't, kind of thing?
Yeah,
tell me about that.
Well, I guess, pros, it changes things. Things happen. You get to see what happens when you do something. I guess almost like an experiment.
Okay.
Change. It's viewing what happens. What happens when you break the routine? What you change?
Yeah.
How does your system react? What's it do?
Sure. Come on in, guys. Hey, man. Sorry to interrupt. Oh, you're good. Come on in, fellas. Let me slide up, buddy. Hey, water? I'll get some water there. Thank you, guys. You care if I sit over here, bud?
No, it's fine.
Now, the two detectives that just came in are from the state police, and they handle a lot of the homicides for the small towns in Kentucky. And they're going to ask some questions that I don't really like. I'm not going to lie, but they ask some really good questions too. I mean, they ask some questions that probe in a way that's like, I don't know if what he's saying is completely true. So listen in. Let's see if we can see some of those questions together.
Kind of going through, backing up to try to get a little more purpose as to why all this happened, and we were just kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of that. So if you guys want to start over here and ask anything you want to ask, or do you want me to carry on?
Carry on.
Okay. All
right, we're going to skip ahead like 2 minutes because he actually does recap everything for the other detectives. So we're going to skip ahead 2 minutes. That's why you're going to not really feel continuity in what they're talking about, but you'll catch it.
That's kind of what we got, I guess. Have I summed this up fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that you said that maybe I've overlooked? Because some things stick out important to me, maybe be more important to you than I'm missing.
No, that's the gist of it.
The gist of it. Okay. So yesterday, we're kind of getting into, yesterday he went and got his gun. It was in his stepfather's closet. His name's Justin. Keeps it in a case. He'd taken a case and put it into the laundry basket. Went in the room with the laundry basket, hid it in the basket, left it in the room for that day.
What about this morning?
This morning, right. Okay. And we was kind of moving forward to that. So this morning, took it out of the laundry basket. Take these guys, take David through that.
All right. Well, it was in the laundry basket underneath the clothes. I undid the case. I put the pistol in my bag on one side, and I separated the mag on the other side when it pulled a noise. And I had a knife, and I figured I'd put that in there.
What kind of knife?
It was, I think, a hunting knife. It was long and something in there.
Right.
That's for Christmas.
Are you a hunter?
No.
Right. Have you ever shot before?
Yes, I've shot.
With your stepdad or something?
Usually my real father, we go to ranges sometimes.
Okay. So walk me through. Okay, so you went and got it and you separated this morning. What happened?
Well, actually, I had woken up late. So I didn't take the bus like usual. My mom wanted to take me.
Okay, so you usually ride the bus?
Yes.
Okay. What's your mom's name?
Mary.
So she took you to school?
Yes.
What time did you end up? So you said you were running late?
Yeah, I was a bit late. Not late to really school. I woke up late.
Mm-hmm.
I went in. I went to the band room first.
Are you in the band?
Yes.
Okay.
And I left the band room about 10:55, 56.
Mm-hmm.
You then went straight to Thomas. When I got to Thomas, I shot her.
Now, he's been very open and honest up until this point. I mean, he's completely open and honest. I don't know if he's lying right now, but he left something out that's really important. Let's see how many of you guys, look at the timestamp right now, put down with the timestamp what he left out. He just said he got the gun, he hid the gun in the laundry basket, he put it in his bag, his mom took him to work, he went to the band room, went to the commons area, and started shooting. But he left something important out. What is it?
So tell me more about how you developed the decision to go to school. I mean, I understand that it was easy, but something in your mind had to make you decide that, all right, I'm going through with this and I'm going to do it. So what put that idea in your mind to begin with?
Well, for a long time I was potentially suicidal. Then one time, I guess I realized that, well, I don't know if realized, but kind of wondered what was the point. But then anything, you know, if I have no point, do they? Does anyone? What's going to happen if I do this? What, does the universe do anything? Does it care? I mean, I know we as humans care. But
Obviously, you're a pretty deep and intellectual thinker, but I'm still not finding the crux of, at some point, there became in your mind that idea that, you know, it came about. At some point, it was generated in your mind, and I'm trying to figure out why that. Why did you decide that this is the route I'm going to go as opposed to that route? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it was just built up. I don't know what built up, but, you know, it was the same thing that caused me to think about the side. And I guess it's got to a certain threshold where it went past the side and on to hurting other people, I suppose.
Okay. Why are the students at school? Is there anything that you can point to saying, well, this kind of made me lean this direction? I mean, it would be easy to go in Walmart and shoot people, you know, if it's just easy. But why the decision to shoot students at school?
It's just glad I formulated, I suppose. It worked in my head.
I mean, did you think you would, I understand you're, you know, having a lot of deep thoughts about this and that and everything, but did you think maybe doing that at school would give you some kind of gratification?
No, not really. I just wanted things to change. Life has been boring, I suppose, for a while. Just monotonous.
So that leads us into the next one. What was the end game in your mind? Like what?
You said you didn't want to die.
I don't.
Right.
I don't really know. I told the other man that I suppose I wanted to see what prison was like, but I don't really know. Just to change the pace.
What did you
Just watch him scratch his head, and you see exactly what they are going through right now dealing with this young man.
Did you do any research about, like, you know, obviously there's school shootings that happen all over the country. Do you do any research about how those were carried out or about what happened afterwards or anything like that?
No.
Did you do any kind of
You talk to any friends?
No.
Or anything? I mean, just to maybe get things off your chest or bounce ideas off of them, maybe not necessarily about the shooting, but just on what you're struggling with?
No, I generally don't talk with people like that.
Okay. You haven't talked with any family members about it? Did your family know about you wanting to think about hurting yourself in the past?
No, they didn't.
Okay. You kind of just been holding that in?
Yes.
Tell me, have you ever shot a gun before today?
Yes, I've shot guns before.
Tell me about your experience with firearms.
My dad, my real dad, biologically, he's taken me shooting before. Step range and such.
Started shooting
With pistols or rifles? Multiple things. Some pistols, some rifles. Once, recently, I think, we were, so this was in Dallas, we went to a range, and he had membership there, so he could, like, you know, rent guns for free to use at the range here, and I actually got to shoot an MP5.
Wow.
It was suppressed and fully automatic.
Really?
You like that? I thought it was fun, but...
Well, guns like that are cool.
Yeah.
Prior to today, when was the last time you fired a gun?
It was when I was with him.
So did you take your step-dap gun at any point, maybe, you know, go out in the woods and shoot a tree or anything? I mean, like, how, you said you've been thinking about this for a week. Okay, so, was there anything that kind of, with the things that you've been struggling with, one could go to a group, one could get online, you know, with a message group and kind of debate, you know, the meaning of life and religion and our purpose and everything. Did anything happen that kind of made you decide this is the route I want to go?
No.
Did you see something on TV or anything, or is this just something, have you always been interested when you've seen school shootings in the past?
I guess.
I think that's an interesting answer.
Have you always been interested when you've seen school shootings in the past?
I guess curious. I suppose for a long time I thought why they did it, because you never really know. Even I don't really fully know.
Gabe, I think what we're trying to get at is somebody, and I've only been in here for like 5 minutes, and I can already tell you're a very analytical person.
Mm-hmm. Very intelligent.
And someone as analytical as you most likely didn't wake up this morning and be like, okay, today's going to, we get to be analytical. Being analytical as you are, there had to be some kind of preparation that, over the last few days this has been going through your mind and you've been thinking you're not just going to jump into something.
Besides just hiding the gun in the laundry.
Yeah.
Did you take any kind of other step, any kind of other precaution or thing to prepare you?
No.
All right, now listen carefully because the detective on the bottom right is about to start asking some of the best questions of this entire interview. I think he does a really good job here of probing and reveals some stuff for us. I'll point them out and hopefully you'll see it as well. The other detectives did a good job. They were doing more fact, gathering, especially the first guy. He did a really good job as well. But the guy that's talking right now is going to do a really good job. He's going to ask one question in just a couple minutes. It's going to be like, wow, I want to know the answer to that freaking question.
Okay. So where was the pistol when your mom was bringing you to school?
It was in my bag.
Your backpack?
Yeah.
Okay. And you took it out in the band room, is that correct?
No, I did not take it out in the band room. I took it out in the commons.
You took it out in the commons?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I missed this, but how did you get to school today?
He missed the bus.
Yes.
Okay.
So his mom took it.
Gotcha.
Now, when I guess, it takes a special kind of, I don't know if motivation is the right word, determination, something like that. Because I know usually there's a lot of nerves with something like this going on. It's a very stressful type situation, no matter on which side you're on. Okay, so was there anything? Say you're in the band room and you're about to. What's going through your head at that point? Because now you're at the school with a gun. What were you thinking at that point? Were you talking to anybody in the band room?
I talked to a few people, just normal stuff.
Just normal conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything at that point that made you just say to yourself, okay, I ain't going to do this? Did you have any kind of hesitation? What was going through your head?
I was hesitating until I finally put the gun in the laundry. And even then, this morning I was a bit hesitant. But once I put it in the bag, that side it was fine.
Okay. So once you were on your way to school with it in your bag, you knew you were going to get it?
Yep.
And I think Detective Hildreth already said this, but was there no particular person in the commons area you would just kind of... Okay, did you check to make sure maybe any of your friends weren't out there or anything?
Generally, yeah. Most of my friends were in the band room, and I made sure I didn't see any really in that big groups, but just kind of...
But no particular group of people or kind of clique or friends or anything you were... Okay. Just kind of pointed out into the commons area?
Yeah, commons area.
Now, I'm going to skip ahead 10 minutes in the interview because he follows up that question after some dialogue. And I think that is the question he's about to ask is just the best question we've heard all day.
What made you decide to shoot in the commons area rather than in the band room?
Well, the band room was generally, I have friends in the band room. I definitely don't want anything to happen around, at least not intentionally.
So I guess what I'm thinking is that you knew, you made the conscious decision, I guess, to leave the room where all your friends were and to go take this action in the commons area.
Yeah. Okay. I suppose I wanted it to be on the people I don't know, on the nameless faces crowd,
Now, I found that answer and that question fascinating. That exchange right there to me is this is what it's all about. I mean, he went away from the room where all these people he knows, his friends, to go to shoot faceless people in a crowd. I mean, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? In a psychological standpoint, I mean, what does that mean? What do you call that? It definitely doesn't come off like a psychopath or a sociopath. It just doesn't. It doesn't reek that. It sounds like a person with a freaking conscience. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, tell me now in retrospect, Dalton, that you've ended at least one life, and there may be others that end as well. What are your thoughts on that?
I hope nobody else dies. Well, I said that.
Why do you say that?
Why?
We're just random people. They didn't do anything. They didn't deserve it, so to speak.
Well, okay, I guess if that's the case, if that's really how you feel, and I don't think you've lied to us one time, okay, why not just go to the commons area and shoot there? If you didn't want anybody to die, but you can still inflict this panic, why'd you shoot into the crowd when you could just fire it at the ground and steal it?
I guess, I don't know. I never really thought that was too much.
It's kind of a moot point now, but we can agree that probably would have elicited the same response from everyone.
The panic, hysteria.
Or even if you're shooting, up here, people don't know where you're aiming. They just hear gunshots and they're going to run.
Is it fair to say, with that being said, because I think we can all agree that would have caused the same kind of reaction, is it fair to say that you actually, you wanted to shoot into that crowd of people, like you had already made that decision, or like walk me through? I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but just walk me through like what you're thinking, like why you made that decision.
It just seemed like you don't hear about people who just went in and fired in the rip. I didn't think that would. I guess I didn't think about it in general, really.
So with that being said, is that something that plays in? You want people to know what happened? That's kind of what I just took out of that statement. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Would you have got the same kind of feeling or gratification, or whatever word you feel is appropriate, if you would have shot in the ceiling rather than hitting students?
I believe so.
What did you want to feel from this? What emotional gain did you have from this action? Do you know what I mean?
From the action itself, I didn't really expect anything. I just wanted to feel I wanted to get some feeling from seeing what happened after, I suppose.
You kind of wanted to just witness the chaos. And were those people just kind of part of the process, I guess?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's what we're asking. We're after now. We've gotten one that's dead, and four or five others that are at the hospital that
on helicopters
may or may not survive.
You know, where in the body they were shot?
That's kind of irrelevant right now.
I haven't been up there.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of done. Why'd you ask that?
You know, how likely it is that they would live.
What do you, are you interested to know how the media plays this out, or what, has that gone through your mind?
I suppose it'll be interesting to see, but I've got almost no idea how they would do it. They'd, sort of describe, pointing out that it was, this person, they probably mentioned, mentally troubled, just being able to
Did it ever kind of go through your mind, like, if I did this, how, like, your mom or somebody would feel about it? Did that ever take a role in your decision to do it?
It did.
But when you just decided, walk me through that. Like, what do you think about it?
Well, I figured that I don't necessarily want to say. Right. That's where I was going. I didn't really know how to do that.
Do you feel like a strong love for your mother?
I love my family, I do, but I've never felt a strong affection for them.
I know this is not a great picture, but does she look familiar?
No.
Her hair may be kind of a blonde, strawberry blonde now, close to yours. Colors are lighter colors.
No, I don't believe another person.
You don't remember seeing her while you were shooting?
No. Yeah, the only person I noticed was the person whose eyes got real big if they saw me.
Do you know him?
I don't. And I can't remember his face very well. I just remember the surprise, I suppose, in his eyes.
So when you put it in your bag and you went to school and everything, you were okay with the conclusion of you going to jail?
Yes.
And your parents and family being upset and loved ones there. You've already come to grips with those terms before you ever got to school, correct?
Yes.
Did you
sounds like
ever
you're
have
more
second
curious
thoughts?
about it.
Yeah, did you ever have second thoughts?
I did before I put the
Before you
gun
put
in
it
my
back. Did you sleep well last night?
I slept all right. I mean, it wasn't the worst sleep. It was pretty average.
What time do you go?
About 10.
What time did you put the gun in the laundry?
I probably 5, maybe 5, somehow.
Where was your stepdad and laundry?
Well, my stepdad works sort of nights.
And then you went to bed around 10 or whatever you said?
Yeah.
Was it on your mind last night? When you were sleeping?
I was trying to think of other things.
What do you mean trying to think of other things?
I don't like to dwell too much on one subject. After a while, I feel that it can get weird, I guess.
What do you mean on one subject? Are you talking about just any topic?
Yeah. Okay.
When you put this gun in the laundry, and you've been thinking about it, and you put it in your bag, and you got there, I guess how big of a deal did you feel it was?
It didn't really feel like much. Even when it happened, that didn't feel very different. I just kind of felt like I was going through the motions.
Do you remember any kind of emotion or anything?
Would there have been anything that could have happened today or the last few days that would have stopped it in your mind, that would have maybe broke that cycle?
Probably, but I don't really know.
Anything you can point to specifically?
Anything if you would say, what if this would have happened, then, man, I wouldn't pull that trigger.
Yeah,
Take time. You know, 'cause, and the reason I ask that question is, one of the things that we obviously want to do is start preventing things in the future. And I'm willing to see these get killed. And go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Sean Miller. Okay.
Sorry, I'm with the FBI. Okay. Okay, sorry guys.
So I'm just wondering, you know, if in the future there's something we can learn from you as to what we can do to keep this from happening. And that's the reason I asked that question. If there was ever anything that in your mind today, man, if this would have happened, this shooting would have went forward today.
That's a really good question. Now, outside of this shooting, I don't know him, but outside of this shooting, he seems like the type of kid that might want to be helpful. Okay. So asking them, hey, we just want to know what could have changed here so we can help others. You know, let's see what kind of response we get.
Well, maybe that's the better security.
Okay. You mean from the school's perspective?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
you think that would have deterred you, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Like maybe if there was a like school resources, like in the school resource officer. Right, but if he was like in the commons area, do you think he would have?
I don't know. I mean, some of the school in Mississippi now, they have quite a bit more security.
Like you mean like metal detectors, or is that what you're meaning? As far as if you were coming in and
I don't know, maybe not metal detectors, but like school down in Mississippi, they have like lanyards with your ID and everything. You had to do a strict uniform. I think they have 3 resource officers. I doubt I would have died down there.
Is there anything that could have happened in this past week since you've been thinking about it? Maybe your mom asking you if anything was bothering you, a friend just texting you to check on you. Is there anything like that that maybe you think could have deterred you?
Possibly. I don't talk to people very much after school. Occasionally, but
do you play video games? Like, what do you do?
Yeah,
you play outside? Like, play video games?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I've got a general concept of why what happened today happened, right? But if you you could wrap it all up in one statement, one explanation, what would it be?
I was curious and wanted to break the monotony.
What you talked earlier about being suicidal in the past and everything. When did all that happen?
Maybe around early December.
Early December. Walk me through that. Like, how did that come on? What was going on in your life?
Mostly it was just like the realization, right? The realization. But I just didn't feel like I had any point of purpose or.
You didn't talk to your dad about that? How far? I mean, like, how you're a very intelligent person, obviously. How deep did you go into the thought of the suicide?
It got to the point where I was holding the gun in my hand, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Same gun?
Yes, same gun.
Where were you at? In your house?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
I think end of November, beginning of December.
Last couple months.
Yeah.
But, okay. So you've got the gun. You're at your house. Are you alone?
When I have the gun, like when I was.
Yes, when you're.
My mom was in the front, and I gone back there to do some laundry. I didn't.
Is the gun case near the laundry room?
Yeah, it's in their room. There's their room, then there's the bathroom, and there's the utility laundry room.
Okay. So you got the gun in your hand. So what changed your mind?
I just didn't want to stop, I guess. I didn't want to leave, so to speak. So I don't know what's happened. I was curious, but at the same time, I didn't want to leave this world.
Same kind of curiosity that you kind of experimented with today? Okay.
What do you think
happened to most people? Like,
what do you think was different between that experience and this one? Like, what was missing? You stopped there, obviously. So, what was it that didn't exist today to stop you?
I'm not sure.
Were you afraid there'd be some pain involved? Maybe?
I suppose.
I feel like it had to be something because the same instinct that kicked in back at your house with the pistol when you didn't want to die kicked in today. When you said, you didn't want to die and you surrendered and everything, so there had to be something there. Maybe you weren't aware of at the time. Do you remember feeling any kind of thought that goes through your head, any kind of emotion like that? Like, what was...
Not really. I guess what really stopped me from this side rather than this was I felt that if I killed myself, that people close to me, like the family, would be more upset about that.
Than that you did things?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Dave. Have you considered, you said, I asked you to wrap all this up and you said to break up the monotony. Have you considered the level of monotony that comes with prison?
There is quite a monotony. But even changing from one monotony to the other is still change.
How long have you been alive? 15 years?
Again, that's one thing we haven't touched on. We had your bag that you brought the hunting knife. Okay. You said when you put the pistol in your bag, you thought you were going to do it when you put it in the bag, you knew it was going to happen. Okay. What were you planning to do with the knife?
I was worried that maybe somebody would come at me and I'd stab myself or have bullets or something.
Okay.
Then I realized that wasn't going to happen, so I just didn't use it.
And again, I apologize for being late, but so your decision, in short, was not to take your own life because you were worried about, curious but worried or scared about what was going to happen after you would do that. So that's when you decided that instead you would move that into going to the school and shooting others. Is that what, I mean, taking it out really, because really instead of taking out that situation on yourself, you redirected it to other people.
We could do some more. Thank you. Please.
Well, I'm just curious because you obviously had that point of, I mean, where you felt like there was no point, so you had a gun in your hand, you know, and you were thinking about taking your own life, right? But you decided not to because you said you were kind of serious but a little bit worried about what comes next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I totally understand that. Believe me, I understand that. My dad was just diagnosed with terminal cancer, so I understand. I was thinking about it all last night and the night before. So I understand you're scared of what comes next kind of thing. But when you transition from that, which is really, it's coming within, okay, so from you to yourself, is it because you didn't want to go through with it that you transitioned to your next plan? Because you didn't have both plans. So say, hey, I'm going to kill myself and then go shoot people, because obviously that wouldn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have a plan of going to hurt other people and then kill yourself, because obviously you didn't kill yourself at school. So there was a transition period where you said, you know what, I'm not going to do this. But going here, you don't know why that kind of in your brain, you know, I just want to try to understand you.
I suppose the reason for me wanting to kill myself was the feeling of no purpose, and that combined with, I don't know, but I think maybe I thought because this would change things, it would somehow do something to fix why I thought about killing myself.
You think it gave you purpose? Because you said you didn't feel like you had purpose. But in some way, it does give you a purpose?
I suppose. I think maybe I thought it would open the door. That way I could have a purpose if I did this. Something to strive for.
What would that be in your mind, Dave? What would come next in your mind from this? I mean, I agree with them. You're a very intelligent person, so I'm curious what comes next in your mind with this. Is it the purpose of people wanting to understand you? Purpose of people, I know you're into books, people writing a book of why you, when and why kind of thing? I mean, tell me what you think would be a good ending, you know, or next chapter, I guess. So what would be the next chapter for you?
I figured, I suppose, I just kind of wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to find out for myself without really knowing.
Okay. So you don't know what the next chapter was. You just wanted to see, you wanted to make your own decision, do the act, and then see what comes next.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you said earlier you didn't think you had a purpose, and then it made you wonder, well, did they have a purpose? Did you want to see what would happen to the people that you might have hit with the bullets? Or, you know, were you wanting to see how they reacted or what happened with them?
No.
You're not talking about the dynamics of the blitz matter and the carnage and all that. You're talking about more socially what would happen after.
Right, yeah.
So they've been really, really easy on him. He's 15, his mom's not there, but he just killed somebody, and another person's going to die shortly after. But finally, they're going to challenge him a little bit. So
He thinks he had a purpose. He's the one that you killed.
I don't know.
Does she now?
No, maybe hurry.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not sure yet.
Do you think she had a decision on what happened today?
No. I mean, it just in your thought process, do you believe her purpose was just to die today? Or do you believe you made it? I think I made that decision.
I think that's apparently obvious, Gabe. But I'm asking, what are your thoughts on it? Because you took a girl that was 14, 15 years old, and you know, had a purpose, and you made the decision to end her life. So that's what I'm asking. What thoughts do you have about that? You've got thoughts on a lot of different things. Is that something that even crossed your mind as you were pulling the trigger?
No, I didn't really think about that.
What about fairness? You think it's fair that she no longer has a purpose?
No. Gabe, when you see that picture, what do you see? Is that just a piece of paper to you? Like, what do you feel when you see that? I feel like something has happened.
You remember seeing her?
No, I do not.
Well, the last thing she ever saw was you. Did the first shot.
We're not sure.
Nothing going on right now about, I mean, you like I said, you've got thoughts on so many different things, but this is the biggest thing in the room right now, is that you've got a 14, 15-year-old girl that's now dead and has no chance to fulfill a purpose or create one, and you're the reason. And I'm not getting anything out of you about...
Do you feel any remorse for it? Yes.
I've noticed this with talk. You haven't shed the first tear, or snot, or got choked up, or anything, which is kind of shocking to me, if I'm honest. That, you know, you.
How do you feel about what her parents? Right now, they're probably sad. I imagine soon they'll be very angry.
Did you consider potential carnage when you were in the planning process of all this?
Not to real people. I suppose the only thing I thought about was how the groups would react, how, I guess, society in general would react, what it would do.
Not her mom, or her dad, or her brothers and sisters, and cousins?
No, not individuals.
In trying to figure out your own reality, you have completely altered theirs. You didn't consider that as a, I shouldn't do that because that's not fair.
I did not.
You know, not just hers, but every kid at that school is going to get affected by that. You know, they're not going to affect us too much more.
Is that what you wanted?
No, I didn't want to affect the individuals psychologically.
But can we agree that if you wanted to see how people reacted, you understand that in order to garner a reaction, there has to be an action. You knew what the action was. You didn't consider that?
No. We talked earlier about you could have inflicted and kind of maybe found the conclusion to your experiment kind of by shooting in the air, shooting in the ground or anything. When you shot into that crowd, did you feel like if you killed someone that it would give you like more of a reaction, cause more hysteria, Because obviously you said earlier you fired into the large group of people. So you knew that could kill someone, correct? Yes. And you were okay with that, basically. I suppose. With the consequences, because you said you'd already kind of thought about the consequences of going through it and everything, okay? What, were you trying to, I mean, were you wanting to hit a certain amount of people or anything, or?
No, I don't want to hit an amount, really.
Gabe, what do you think could happen to somebody that takes the life of a 14-year-old? And I'm not sure why. I mean, I feel you told me what your thought process was, but I can't comprehend it in my mind. Can't wrap it around. What do you think the penalty should be for somebody that's done what you've done?
I suppose they have to pay for it, but I don't know.
Well, I'm interested to know.
If you were a judge or a jury, what do you think should happen? If that was your loved one, what do you think should happen?
I think it should be gone.
Fairly. Fairly. What is fairly?
Suppose something that's either evil, but not something that's going to cause them to be like that for a long time. I wouldn't think about killing them. It's over. What are they going to suffer? They're sin.
I'm not tracking, buddy. Like I said, what I'm asking is there a punishment that you think will? I've asked several times about the reality of in which we find ourselves, and you don't know. I mean, you don't have a whole lot of thoughts on what happens now. So is there a circumstance in your mind that's going to make you understand it? What does it take to make you understand the gravity of what's happening? Is there any punishment in your mind that you think makes me realize, okay, I shouldn't have done this?
I would like to request an attorney.
Wow. Did you see that coming? I didn't see that coming at first. The first time I was like, you did what? You requested an attorney? You do know how much you've already said, right, sir?
Well, I suspect your mother will be here shortly, so we will, once she gets there, we'll let her come back there with you.
And we do appreciate you talking to this case.
We really do.
You've been nothing but respectful, and we appreciate that. I just hope we would stay kind of respect, okay?
So we certainly want to learn from it and prevent these things.
Do you have any questions for us?
Do you know whether anybody else is?
Not at this time.
Do you want anything else, Gabe? You need more water or anything that you need?
If you don't mind, I'd like some water, please.
I'd like that, Evan.
I'm good for you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mom, stepdad, grandma, and grandpa will show up to the station. And it's going to be interesting because there's going to be some interesting observations because he's been called out on a few things. Let's watch.
Yes. We'll step out here and give you guys a
Go ahead.
That's right. You see him wiping tears from his eyes. That's the first time he has shed a tear all day. That's interesting. Very interesting. Let's watch more. Now, this is when grandma, grandpa, mom, and stepdad are all told they have to leave. Let's take a look.
Trey wants you to go back to the scene residence.
Okay. I want to do that way. As soon as we get him, or you can only take it. Like there's somebody going over and file a petition right now. Okay. The CDW is waiting for somebody in their office. She's waiting for us. She's getting courthouse. Let's go. She's getting my health shot. She's waiting for us. Hey, man. We're meeting her. Yeah, I'm supposed to meet her here. She's in the courthouse. I just got off the court handy. She don't plan on coming over. She said she's been in the office typing paperwork. Okay. Somebody that comes over. So where's the courthouse? It's right next door. It's all right next door. Okay. Yeah. We'll take a ride. Yeah. You go over here for a second. You said? Uh-oh.
Great. What am I doing that to me?
Still waiting to see. Right, leave there, we'll figure it out. We can stay here. Well, there's.
In the end, Gabriel Parker would have his wish when he wanted to find out what prison would be like, finding himself sentenced to 2 life terms for the cold-blooded murders of 15-year-old Bailey Holt and 15-year-old Preston Cope. If you want to know more about this case and maybe even hear my reaction to what we just watched, hang around for the bonus coverage coming up in just a moment. But if you gotta go, you gotta go. And I'll understand. Kind of. Just check back in soon. Don't be a stranger, and I'll see you again right back here on They Call Me. Till next time. Thank you so much for joining me for the bonus coverage. Appreciate you being here. Everyone else that didn't come, kiss my... I'm just playing. Even though they can't hear me, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you stuck around. First of all, before we get into my thoughts on the case, let me first talk about the parents of the 2 victims in this case. Both ladies are very active to this day. They have foundations. They're doing a lot of stuff online. I'm going to link their foundations in the comment section. If you would like to donate to them, one has a scholarship fund, one's selling books, a children's book that is supposed to deal with the life of Preston. And I thought that was really interesting. And it is also something that will help her. And why am I interested in helping her so much? Because I'll tell you this right now. I read a lot of obituaries. I'm not going to lie. Every case I go to obituaries, and I read a lot about the person that passed and the people that were impacted, and just to kind of get a feel for the case and understand what kind of person they are. Sometimes I see an obituary and there's nobody that's written anything, and maybe the person wasn't a very good person and they died, but they weren't very, and it is what it is, sometimes that happens. And then I see some that just so much love for that person. But one thing that stuck out to me about Preston's mother was the fact that, and I hope she doesn't get mad at me for saying this, I did reach out to both parents. And I didn't get a reply. I hope I do, but I didn't. Actually, I did get a reply, but I don't think they're interested in talking with me or anything like that. They want to live a private life, which is fine. But one thing that stuck out to me was she's still grieving. I mean, that woman's still grieving. I really feel for her. My heart is, oh man, it was tough to watch. And like I said, I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but just an observation. Out of all the obituaries I read, they start to die off eventually. They start to kind of taper off. People kind of go on with their life. It's been 8 years. It's been 8 years, and she's still posting pictures of her son on a daily basis. And it's as if it's really fresh. I think she's having a hard time. That might not be the truth. I mean, that might just be my observation, but it seems like she's really struggling with it. I asked her for permission to pin that particular Facebook page in my comment section. Never received a reply. So I'm not going to pin that in my comment section. I'm sure if you look, you can find it, but I'm not going to pin it. I don't want her to feel like I did something that she wouldn't want. I mean, it is public. So if you want to go there and put your heartfelt condolences and stuff, that's fine. But I'm not going to pin it. Okay. But I am, however, asking you guys, I do want to sell her books out, though. If you have a nephew or a niece or a son or a daughter, it's a children's book that she's selling. And I want to sell her books out if we can. Let's put them suckers on back order, man. Let's do something for her and help her feel like, things are moving in the right direction for her, because I think she's struggling. I'm not going to lie. I think she's really struggling. I think it would be really cool if we did something for her. So if you guys want to join me in that, man, that'd be pretty cool. I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. And even if you buy one of those books and donate it, man, donate to a library or something, that'd be pretty cool. Just, let's see if we can sell her out, man, because she's going through a lot. I think she's going through a lot. And I'm not a professional, but I'm not gonna lie, man. People usually, they kind of move on over some time. 8 years is a long time to grieve. Maybe she's not grieving. Maybe she hasn't grieved and is still kind of, chugging along. So, and, maybe it's just really hard. And I'm sure it is. I haven't lost a child. I haven't lost that. I can't imagine that happening to me. So I feel bad for her. I really do. So guys, consider it. It'll be in the pinned comment. Now, to the case, I find it very interesting how Gabriel's words and his actions were not congruent with one another. I thought it was very odd to start the interview off saying that he doesn't do anything by impulse, and yet he cannot seem to articulate why he did this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like, dude, that's impulse. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a real freaking reason, then you just did it by impulse. So, I mean, he is young, and perhaps for a kid, not being able to articulate yourself might not be abnormal. I just found that odd. For somebody to be so willing to talk to the police, but yet seem to struggle with articulating their motive. That's kind of rough, you know what I mean? Because he was cooperating. He was cooperating like crazy. And then, but I also say that too. The minute they brought up somebody died and started pressing him on that, and what should your punishment be? Oh, I want an attorney. It's like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. I'm starting to think that Mr. Gabriel has a hell of a conscience. And I think that he started feeling sorry for what he did near the end. And maybe this was a front. Maybe he did feel sorry for this. I don't know. His mom was crying. He was comforting her, and he started feeling for her and started crying. Was he crying for her? Was he crying for himself? I don't know. But we saw some emotion there. The detective called him out about not having any emotion the whole interview. And then all of a sudden, he turns on the waterworks multiple times near the end. So, I mean, was it the realness of the situation creeping up on him? I don't know. Because I'm sure it started getting real. You know what I mean? Once you start thinking about, parents are leaving, you're not leaving with them. Maybe it started hitting him. I don't know. Maybe the talking about the sentencing phase started getting to him. Maybe he never really thought about that. Maybe he was being honest about it. He never really thought about life in prison, death penalty. Maybe, maybe he didn't think about those things. Kind of thought about them, but didn't really, really think about them. Then it's like, oh crap, I am going to have this problem now. I love that cop that really started pressing him, because I wanted them to press him hard. I wanted them to go for it, but obviously you see, he lawyered up pretty quick. So that's why these cops, they are very tactful with the way they do that. So what do you guys think? Why did he do this? In your opinion, what are you leaning toward? Of course, you don't know for a fact, but because we're not him, but why do you think he did this? What factor did you see, if you were a detective sitting in a room, that led you to believe that this might have been the cause? He said the official narrative in the newspaper reports and stuff was it was an experiment. He wanted to see how everybody will respond. I just don't buy it. I don't buy that. So what do you think? Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys supporting me. Peace.